Nice to meet you. Come on. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Hi, come on. Hi, Ken. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Hi, nice to meet you. Ken. Nice to meet you. Hi, I'm Ken. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Hi, Ken. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Okay, so good afternoon, everybody. So trash. You've seen it, I've seen it, it's everywhere, and frankly, it's not very good. It's not just a problem here in Fresno either, it's a problem all around the world. According to the EPA in 2018, the U.S. generated 292.4 million tons of waste alone. My team and I did a survey at Fresno City College where we found that 94% of our interviewees all believe that trash in public spaces is a serious problem. Our solution? An outreach report according to user experience. How does this app work, you may ask? Users like yourselves would be able to upload pictures of trash-filled areas, and then other users can click and choose and put them up at their own convenience. And that's what we would reward them according to the quality and the quantity of their work, and users would also have the option to forego their payment and pay for community service hours. We believe that this feature would be very helpful for high school students who need college applications or anybody who just needs it for their business. Hi, my name is Joey Lupania. I'm the CEO.
I'm Tandra Ward, I'm the secretary.
I'm Alexa Lozano, I'm the CMO.
I'm Cedra Ching, the CTO.
My name is Val de Guzman, I'm the CFO.
And we're the team behind Terra City. So today we're going to be talking a little bit more about us. We're going to go more in depth into our problem, our solution, as well as our customers, financials, and our contact information.
Our mission behind Terra City is one to bring residents and cities together for an overall cleaner future. Our vision is one to enhance Riverfield while also supporting the local economy by bringing traction to local businesses. And lastly, our values is that we believe everyone in the community has the ability to improve their quality of life. So what is the problem we're trying to solve? The problem we are trying to solve is that cities are dirty and they struggle to maintain cleanliness. When cities look at the pictures shown, it not only negatively impacts the views, but also the local businesses.
So what's our solution to this? Our solution is Terra City, which is an app, and once users log in, they can choose to either clean or report. If they want to report, then all they have to do is take a picture with their camera app and it'll geotag and timestamp it. And then once they post it, they can choose to, they'll be taken back to the screen, and if they want to clean, they'll be taken to this map of all the locations shown of the reported areas, and they can choose whether they want to be rewarded with gift cards or have to go to community service hours. And then once they post it and we verify it, it'll update. And how they complete the area is that they take pictures of the cleaned up area and of them cleaning up the area. And after we verify it to make sure that the area is actually cleaned up, then it'll be updated to complete as shown here. And then Terra City will be available on the iOS App Store as well as the Google Play Store.
So some of our unique values are that we offer convenience to our users. So not only will our users be able to choose when and where they want to work, but as well as for how long. And we're all about community, and we're the only ones who offer compensation to visitors.
So moving on to our environmental impact, Terra City does impact the environment through waste management. This is because it does impact the landfill, so we have a solution to this. We will provide our users with awareness about how to properly recycle and dispose of their trash. Second, we impact the environment by energy consumption. This is because of the carbon emissions. We plan to fix this using green coating, which will decrease the amount of carbon emissions we emit. Green coating is a sustainable computing practice that not only decreases the energy, but also decreases energy while coding.
And so for our competitors, we have Literati, One Piece a Day, and Fresco. So all four of us have a reporting function as well as a map function. However, Fresco does not offer community service hours. Fresco is partnered with Beautify Fresno, which does. However, Fresco, the app itself, does not. And once again, only we at Terra City offer an incentive through gift cards.
So for our customer segment, we have Ada, a 24-year-old female who wants to help the community, and her preferred method of communication is through text message and through Instagram. Now, she constantly sees trash-filled areas around her community, and she wants people to be more aware of this problem. She represents someone using a recording errors function. And then here we have Nick, a 25-year-old male who has a busy schedule and he also wants to help the community, but he just needs a little push to do so. And the preferred method of communication is through phone call and through email. Now, he wants to participate in his trash cleanups, but he needs to schedule a time to do so. He represents someone cleaning up trash-filled areas at their own convenience. We plan to get people like Nick and Ada through our ad campaign, which will take them to not only our socials, but also to our landing page. And then we plan to keep them by sending them any reminders, notifications, or anything that they would get more contact about us, saying that Terra City is still in development of its app and doing it for the well-being of the community. And we plan to go by sending them more social posts and more upgrades on our software.
And then moving on to our financials. This app will be free for users and it will include non-intrusive ads. Non-intrusive meaning it will not disrupt the user experience. Then we will be partnering with local businesses featuring their advertisements on our app, and we will be using their gift cards for compensation for our users, and we'll be charging them 20 cents per impression. And we will also be partnering with local cities. So according to the Natural Resource Defense Council, cities spend about $200,000 on manual litter cleanup, and we plan to target that amount through green organizations and city funding. So for our market sizing, our total addressable market will be the number of medium-sized cities in the USA, which will be 310. Multiply that by our projected revenue, and we will get 60 million. Then for our serviceable addressable market, we will be targeting the number of medium-sized cities in California, which will give us a projected size of 15 million. And for our serviceable obtainable market, we have a 1.3 conversion rate according to firstpagestage.com, or in our terms, one city, which will give us a revenue of 200,000. So for our startup cost number about 175,000, and our top three costs are app development, which will include an app development team as well as the actual creation of the app. And then we have consulting, such as city consultants. And we have marketing, such as the creation of our marketing team and the creation of the digital and physical advertisements. Then for our startup costs, for our selling general and administrative costs for year one, it will number about 158,000. Our top three costs will be maintenance, such as bug fixes and adding updates to our app. Then we have marketing costs, which will include improving our marketing team and ensuring our users are kept well interested in our app. And then we also have salaries and consulting. We will be further consulting more city consultants and managers. For our income and SG&A, for year one, we will have 200,000. Subtract our SG&As, we'll have a net income of 40,000. Then for year two, we'll be gaining one city, which will double our income, and which will double our revenue. Subtract our SG&As, and we will have a net income of 170,000. And by year three, we're also hoping to double the number of cities we have, which will give us a revenue of 800,000. Subtract our SG&As, and we'll have 400,000.
So moving on to our key metrics. For our social media, our goal is to gain at least 30 new followers a month. For our app traffic, we would like to receive at least 50 reports a year. And for our partnering cities, for our first 3 years, we want to gain at least 1 or 2. And for years moving forward, we would like to gain 3 or more, so our growth is exponential.
And now a little recap of our ad campaign.
So, at the moment, we have had some people help us and give us feedback on our business, but with nothing long term. So we're currently looking for metrics.
Trash is all around us, in our cities and on our streets. It's clear that we need to take action. Introducing the Terra City app. With Terra City, you can contribute to your community anytime and anywhere you like. Simply snap a picture to report a littered area or take a job to clean it up. Earn rewards for your efforts or put it towards community service hours instead. Join us, pick up some trash, and make some change. Pre-register for Terra City today.
As for our MVP results, so we launched our ad campaign for about 10 days, and we were testing for our target demographic as well as the demand for an app like Terra City. And so we received 26 clicks, 50,000 impressions, 30,000 views, and 37,000 interactions. And while we did not get to learn more about our target demographic, we did learn that we have a much higher demand than we thought we did. So by Dividing our number of submissions by our total number of clicks, we got a conversion rate of just under 8%, which is a big leap from our projected conversion rate of 1.3%. And going forward, as most of our views and interactions of our ad were on TV screens, we will be making our future ad campaigns more TV friendly, and then look at the data from there and adjust accordingly.
So at the moment, we don't have any potential pivots. So we plan to continue growing for the next 3 years, and then in 3 years we'll reevaluate and see what we want to do.
As for our capital ask, we are asking $200,000 from investors for about 15% equity of our company. Our startup costs are broken up into our investors packet with a $20,000 liquidity cushion.
So not only will Terra City help clean up our cities, but it will also act as a new source of income for people. So pick up some trash and make some change.
Thank you.
I like that play on words. Did you have a lot of clever applications? Pick out the trash and make some change. You guys did a good job on your presentation. I'm going to tell you, before it comes to a day when they have investors try to project it out, get it out a little bit better, make your voice come out a little more. So if they miss anything, they might just go, I'm going to bow out on investing right now because I want to learn more, find out more, and then you've got competitors that are all around you and they're going to find somebody. So you want to make sure they're hearing you. We're old, our hearing goes away, you know. So anyway, I did have a couple questions. If you could go back to your dollars, so what's it? Read that.
Trash?
Right there. Yeah. Revenue of $200,000, the net income of $40,000, with 5 people trying to make a living so they can focus on it, is really actually already, it's insoluble, it's already defunct. It can't survive unless you have some other money we don't know about and you're living off of that, or you guys all rent a garage at somebody's house and you're living in bunk beds. You just can't make it. Go back one more screen. Yeah, I like to make sure when I see these parts of the program that you aren't just getting lost trying to find numbers so you can complete the task. But the numbers matter, they make sense, that you're thinking them through. I see some people that are asking for way too much, and then some that are asking for way too little. Sometimes it comes from your core, you're like, oh my gosh, that sounds like so much money, $200,000. How could we ask for $200,000? And you might even talk to your grandma, and she's like, I bought my house for $38,000 in 1954. How could you say that that's worth? And then you get scared, but you can't. You got to apply the metrics. Apply the metrics and figure it out. So I'm going to challenge you to go back and look at your numbers later and work with them. I think you don't have a clear revenue source. It's not super clear. I'm sure the other folks here are going to say, exactly what are you trying to do? And that's why I also have thought before, maybe you guys should go nonprofit, but you still have to have revenue. Because this is a real benevolent thing to do. It really is. I want every city in America to look clean. Some of those pictures made my stomach turn just looking at the photos and taking I thought, is that over there by Poverello House? If you've been over there, So anyway, I'll let some other people weigh in. But yeah, I wanted to catch that on the numbers because that's going to come up.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying. I still don't know where the money's coming from. I understand that you're paying people with these cards and so forth. I don't know where the money's coming from. So I need a little bit more clarity on that. I see the costs, and that to me, it's kind of a little bit irrelevant because I don't know where your revenue is. I don't know how are you making money. So if you can give me a better clear path of how you're making money, because you're not charging a subscription fee. So that's the big question for me is and Josh said this, paying for all these things yourself and so forth, but help me understand where the money comes from.
Can you do that now? Can you interject now, or do you feel too far on the spot?
If I may, I did mention that we were going to rely on grants and green organization funding.
Grants, and I'm sorry?
And funding from green organizations.
Green.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's like, this is more like a nonprofit.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's really kind of what it is. If you're going for the grants or that kind of, and you're not going for traditional commercial or retail or whatever, yeah, that's a whole different thing. And plus, to write and get grants is tough. I want to make sure that you have somebody on your team that knows how to write grants and things like that. So that to me is a little unclear about where the money's coming from.
Yeah, also for each, so we were researching, so each city has like a budgeting for beautification of their cities. So we would also plan for each city that we're partnering with, we can get some of the money that they have for beautification by partnering with us, because we would be helping them.
So it seems like you'd have to secure the grants and all those kind of things first before you can, because you don't have any money to do any of this stuff unless you get those grants and you get the cities. So I'd have a little hard time unless you say, hey, if I'm an investor and you're asking for $200,000, for 15%, I'm going to say, well, let me know when you get the grant. Let me know when you got a contract with a city, and then maybe we can talk. But until that has some clarity for me, I would have a hard time. Now, I love the concept. I think it's great. I love the fact that people can make money or they can donate. And there's a lot of opportunities where people can have contests and, family. I can see all those kind of things. But, for me, from a business point of view, that's the one kind of sticking point for me right now.
So, congratulations on your professionalism. I think you guys nailed that. Congratulations on your presentation. I think great drafts, great presentation in terms of that. Unique concept, and that is, kudos on that, because taking on something unique is hard for judges to process, and so you'll get a lot of resistance just because you're unique, and that means we don't know what to do with it. And I think it's one of those things. Again, your revenue model. You're going after cities and municipalities, and so yes, grants are a big part of that, but like you're saying, the cities have money that they can pay, and so you're not targeting, it's not a traditional subscription where retailers or users are paying for it. You will get a lot of resistance, and as an entrepreneur, you have to sort of sit there and say, this is the market we're going after, this is the strategy we're going to do, and I will get a lot of pushback from people because I don't fit their model, and that's absolutely okay. Like, don't let that detract from the fact that you guys have done a wonderful job. So you know what I mean? Like, part of business is people will say, it's not for me, and you guys have really done a wonderful job, even though. And I do think it is one of those things. I have worked with municipalities. It's a valid business model. It's not for everybody, but it is a valid business model.
Thank you.
Oh, you want to go ahead?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to, if this is a nonprofit organizations, like judges over here, we talk to you about, you will need to get someone who's good at writing grants. My suggestion to you is someone who will write grants for you, you can contract with that person, but then if the salaries in consultant, that's for 45K for that particular person, the salaries right now nowadays is pretty high for anyone that you're going to hire or contract with to work for you. So this one will need to change. I'm not sure if the maintenance, the administrative costs, are those all salaries, or those are just supplies and material costs to run your business. But then in terms of contract fee, salary fees for yourself and people out there to help you run your business, that might be a little bit too low.
Thank you.
I thought your presentation was good. I did have trouble hearing you throughout a lot of your presentation, but remember, just speak louder. I have one ear that works right now, so I apologize if I didn't get anything. I'm going to ask some more questions. I like the video. I like that what you're doing for the cleanup community. I love that. One question I'm going to ask you guys: have you guys volunteered any time to help clean up locally?
So we haven't volunteered together as a group, but individually we have.
Okay. To impact your viewers and the judges, I would love to see you guys cleaning up the streets of Fresno with you, with all the gear on, because then it really shows us as judges or probably potential investors or even a city official that you're going to be working with. If you show them a presentation of you actually being involved with the community and involved with different organizations, that helps you right out of the gate. Like I volunteer all the time. I'm volunteering tomorrow at Fresno City judging a bunch of art. I do that because I want to stay connected to the community because I actually do want to improve the youth and the community. If I just talk about improving it, it means I'm just talking about it. I want to do it, and I do it. I want to see that hopefully in your next time I see your presentation of yours, because it really does help sell me into believing that you really are going to stick with it. And if you are going after city contracts, the city wants to see that you're actually involved already before you even do a proposal. What have you done for Fresno? They're going to ask that. Like, what have you done so far? Well, we came up with this. Great, but have you actually helped? Something like this, you have to be physically, mentally all in. You have to be, because the city will look at that. I guarantee you. I talk to the economic development people all the time, and I work with them because they know I do community work here. So, other than that, I thought your presentation was very professional. You dressed for the part. Thank you so much. I thought you did a great job presenting. And your startup costs are a little off. Yeah, you have to live. I'm not gonna harp on that because we already had it enough. But I do see a potential of you making money with this. I just need to reevaluate your numbers here.
To kind of build on what he was saying a little bit, how are you going to approach a city and show them a proof of concept to say, hey, we deserve these funds, and this is what we're going to do for you guys? I might suggest maybe you get some traction with local service clubs who don't require the revenue right up front, right? They don't require being paid for their service. They're just doing it because they're a service club like Rotary and Kiwanis and Lions and whatnot. I can tell you right now, if you don't have a pivot, a good pivot could be helping these organizations and these service clubs network with each other. And so, like, I'm part of the Clovis Rotary Club, and we have a big issue with, hey, we have our few service projects we do every year, but we have so many members eager to go out and do more things. We would love to know, is the Fresno Lions Club, do they have a project going on that maybe some of our members can go and help them? And so a really good pivot would be allowing service clubs to communicate with each other about service projects they have going on, and that can prove a proof of concept to you guys and take to the city and say, hey, this is what we're doing with these organizations, now we want to scale it up to individuals.
Just to sort of retouch on those 2 points, because I do think like use cases are wonderful things, and to sit there and say, hey, we've walked the walk, we've actually volunteered, we've talked with these groups, and so to really bring your presentation to that next level, if you can sit there and say, especially because you guys are young, to sit there and say, we do have this experience, we have talked with these people, we've addressed this issue of, getting these two groups to talk to each other. Like that would, I think, really catapult you.
Sorry,
Yeah, go ahead. I just want to ask.
One other thing, if you're making this pitch to a city, one thing that will really drive home an emotional response to them and make them want to sign up for you, use local pictures. Go around, take some pictures by Pub Royal House. I mean, downtown, unfortunately, is a very easy treasure trove of pictures to find this kind of issue going on. So wherever you are, right, you're in the city of Visalia or wherever, go take some pictures of their city with this issue, and that'll drive an extreme emotional response with them. Make it hard to say no.
I wanted to add to what Judge Kemp suggested earlier. We do have other school sites that they do go out there and clean the community. So your website, if this do go well, it will help our students from other schools that they can go in there and look where they can help clean up. This is very helpful for not just the school year, but throughout the school district. Very, very good on this. Yeah, opportunity.
And don't forget, grants generally come from funds that are like taxpayer, like municipalities, something like that. There's a lot of like red tape, a lot of strings attached, a lot of if we do this for you, then you'll do this for us, and if you do that, then we need to know this, and follow up that, all this baloney. It's very irritating to me to go through all that. I don't like it. I've done some attempts at some of that, and usually I just go, I'll just go figure it out myself. I'll go make my money in the free world and come back and do what I want to do. So I would like to talk with you guys about alternate ways to generate revenue and alternate ways to raise funds and alternate things that you can do with your energy, still kind of catching your core passions and concepts. So I'll put my information in there and I'll talk to you. Yeah.
Fair City, thank you.